Today on Most Buffalo, a local artist is giving back in honor of Buffalo's milestone Juneteenth celebration. How his ambitious project will help highlight thousands of people. And a Buffalo celebration of music, art, and community. It's honoring a legacy year. What's in store for their 10th annual festival? We'll have that. Plus, construction of a multi-million-dollar project along Buffalo's waterfront is moving into the next phase. We get a look at the progress so far. Most Buffalo starts right now. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Most Buffalo. I'm Courtney Cortright. We will have all that and more for you today. We have a lot in store, but first, a major milestone is on the horizon for one of Buffalo's signature cultural events. Buffalo is preparing for its 10th annual music and art celebration in August. Yeah, August will be here before we know it. As the celebration and festival continues to celebrate a decade of impact, organizers say this year's event will honor that journey while looking ahead to the future, and we'll ask questions about that. We'll get to that in just a moment. There's also a list of events just around the corner this month, though, centered around Juneteenth celebrations, and that will be here in about a week or so. So joining us now to talk more about that celebration and all the good things that you have in store is Buffalo founder and chairman Lindsay Taylor. So Lindsay, thank you so much for talking to us today about this.
Thank you for having me.
And we have a lot to go through, so we have a list of things. So you're busy planning a couple of events. I don't know where to start. Let's talk about Juneteenth is coming up. You have a few events planned for that weekend, right?
Yes.
So let's start there.
Yes, so we actually have our Legacy Weekend, which is held on the Juneteenth federal holiday weekend, which is June 19th. But this is our Legacy Weekend, which is built around our Legacy Polo match, which was a huge success last year, in which that was just a one-day event last year. Now we got crazy and we built it out to a four-day weekend, which starts on Thursday the 18th and carries out all the way throughout Sunday.
And how did you even get an idea like that? What started that? How did that come into existence?
Yeah, well, Buffalo being this really culturally activated and community engaged lifestyle brand, right? It was another opportunity to really engage people with different multi-points, right? People love derbies, people love equestrian events, and we said, hey, let's do a polo match, right? And when we did, it was an opportunity for people to come out in their best, right? Celebrate amongst each other, still incorporate what our cores of arts and culture, and at the same time be able to raise awareness.
And that polo match, correct me if I'm wrong, because you have a lot going on, is sold out?
It's sold out, yes. So we actually doubled last year's numbers.
That's great.
Which is great, and it's the second time doing it. And it is sold out, actually sold out on Friday, but people can still enjoy some of the other events that are happening that weekend. Yeah,
and what are the other events happening that weekend? We have art, wine, a barbecue, a backyard barbecue. Talk to me about that.
Yes. So on Thursday, that is a members only for our stakeholders and our sponsors for that evening, which is celebrating Black art and Black wine. For that evening. Then on Friday is the backyard barbecue, which is open to the public. We'll be at Duende at Silo City. We have a world-renowned DJ Ted Smooth, that's coming in. So if you think about the old school nostalgic cookout, that's what that is.
Yeah, and when I think about all these events, I just think that you have community all in one place.
Yes.
So how does it make you feel to know that you are bringing so many people together in one spot to really just celebrate community?
Yeah, and it's just being intentional on creating spaces that everybody feels welcome, seen, and heard at, right? And spaces that people feel comfortable to celebrate, to go home, right, and have a really great time.
So now I want to get to Buffalo Festival.
Yes.
That's happening in August, but August will be here before we know it, right? So talk to us about the planning that goes into just that event alone.
Yeah, so as soon as it's done, we're right back into planning September, right? So I'll take about a couple weeks off to kind of like relax, but we're right back into planning and full go right out the gate.
Yeah, when did this event start for, viewers who might just be joining us? Explain this event to us.
Yeah, so we're celebrating our legacy year, which is our 10-year anniversary. So we started 10 years ago, which was a really opportunity to create a platform for artists to celebrate culture here in the area between music, arts, and culture. And that's what it's been about. It's been growing, where we're drawing in national artists and world-renowned artists from all across the world coming here. We see a lot of tourism that's happening through this as well too. So it's a really great opportunity for people really just to come out and really celebrate the culture here right here in Buffalo.
And it's so much fun looking at all the videos from like years past, right? Did you ever imagine it would grow into what it is today?
It was intentional to be about, okay, we wanted this to be more than what just the festival was, right? And grow into spaces where we're talking about the Legacy Weekend. We're going into other spaces where we have these other cultural partnerships, right? So what we're seeing now is what we talked about 10 years ago. And for this to be the centerfold of it has always been a great aspect.
Yeah, and this kind of ties into my question that I just asked you, but how has this event really shaped Buffalo's arts and music scene over the past decade? I mean, I'm sure it has.
Once again, it's giving that opportunity, right? It's investing resources into emerging artists, right? You have artists that are right here from my region that are going national, that are going on tours, that are getting major record deals, that are featured in major museums, and we're able to be a part of that story.
And real quick, because I only have about 20 seconds left
problem.
or so, but what's next for Buffalo?
We're growing, right? So we're expanding our footprint. We're expanding what we're doing, not just here in the region, but across the nation. So we're really excited about that. So be on the lookout for more things to come as we talk about in the coming weeks.
That is exciting, and you will keep us updated,
yes,
I'm sure.
We'll do.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, for joining us today from Most Buffalo.
Thanks for having me.
And it was a beautiful day in Buffalo for a parade on Sunday. Thousands filling Elmwood Avenue as Buffalo's annual Pride Parade stepped off, including who you see right there, some familiar faces from Two on Your Side. For many who lined the route, the event carries more meaning than ever. Our Nate Mills takes us inside the celebrations.
Thousands filled the streets of Buffalo Sunday for the city's annual Pride Parade, a sea of color, music, and voices coming together for a celebration that carries a new weight in 2026. Though it's a celebration of how far the gay rights movement has come, attendees say it's a reminder of how far it still has to go. Allies also marched alongside the LGBTQ community to make clear their support isn't going anywhere.
We want to make sure all our family and friends and our acquaintances and coworkers know we're here for full support, and we love our community, and especially in this time in our political climate, we want to show our support.
For those who came not knowing a single face in the crowd, that unfamiliarity faded fast. Attendees say that's what makes the parade special. Allies marched alongside the community they came to support, a reminder, attendees say, that numbers matter.
Community, we don't know these people, and we're with them.
You always meet new people.
Hell yeah.
Look at these wonderful people we met.
I think it really celebrates the community and who we are, and shows that we are united as much as it might not feel like it at sometimes. We stand strong. There are many of us here, whether you're gay or an ally. People show up, show out, show their pride, show their love, be who they are. It's important as always, but especially in recent years.
And that was our Nate Mills reporting for us. The parade is coordinated by the Evergreen Health Foundation, with proceeds supporting LGBTQ healthcare programs all across Western New York. And at Asbury Hall at Bayville on Delaware Avenue, Gliss Western New York held its Pride Alive event yesterday. The annual celebration brings together LGBTQ+ youth, families, and so much more. There were activities, entertainment, and a chance to connect with local organizations and resources. Organizers say the event is designed to create a welcoming space for everyone.
We want to make sure that they're safe they're safe and accepting kind of communities for them that are focused on family. Places for family, youth, and kids that can come and be safe and responsible and explore their different parts of themselves, but also build community. And that's what it's all about, really making sure that there's a space where kids can come together, get to know each other, and understand they're part of a larger community than just, their day-to-day life.
A lot of kids, my age, younger, older, all believe that, oh, I'm unnatural or weird or something like that because of the way I am. But today, with hundreds of people here, makes me feel like a little bit more normal.
Gliss Western New York has been serving our community for 40 years, providing support, programming, inclusive events, and community advocacy for LGBTQ+ youth and their families. And the fun, well, it did not stop there. The fun just kept on going at Allen Street after the parade. Look at this. Hundreds of people were outside 26 Allen for its inaugural Pride Fest. It featured a long list of local DJs and drag performers. Organizers say it's all to continue the message of community, visibility, and celebration.
Pride is an event for us to be together, to show each other that we're part of a community, and this is a celebration that goes beyond the parade to let us do that for the rest of the day. We're happy to be able to provide a safe space for the queer community to celebrate Pride into the weekend. More now than ever, it's important for us to be together, to show how proud we are.
The event was free for all ages and everyone to attend. And as we continue to celebrate Pride Month. We want to know what your favorite part is. Do you like going to the parade in Buffalo, attending festivals and events all across Western New York, because there are many, showing support for local organizations, or learning about LGBTQ+ history? You can see all of those options right there on your screen, and you can let us know by voting in this Channel 2 poll. Just text your answer to the number you see on your screen. That number is 716-849-2220. Again, that number right on the bottom of your screen. And you can see more stories in our 2 on Your Side special, Western New York, Rooted in Pride. Join us as we take you inside the history and the heart of LGBTQ+ life in Buffalo and beyond Buffalo, from the vibrant art of drag and performance to the organizations working every single day to support and uplift the communities it serves. You can stream Western New York, Rooted in Pride, right now on the WGRZ app. And there is so much more to come on Most Buffalo. City leaders say Phase 2 is underway for a major West Side construction project. We'll tell you more. We'll take you into that progress. We are taking you inside the progress over at Ralph Wilson Park along Buffalo's waterfront.
As construction continues on Ralph Wilson Park, the Conservancy is searching for new leadership following several high-profile departures earlier this year. Executive Director Katie Campos and 2 others left the organization.
Our national search is going to be handled by Talent Rise, and we look forward to what they bring forward.
I asked if the Conservancy leadership shakeup impacted the park construction.
The foundation, the Conservancy has been very in stride with the city of Buffalo, and that has not really hampered our development of the construction.
The Conservancy doesn't manage the construction. They work with the city and manager for park operation. The wife of the late Ralph Wilson says this is going to be a world-renowned park.
I think is what's going to bring it world-renowned of just the experience. It is not a typical playground. It's a destination in the city of Buffalo.
Phase 2 of the park construction is underway to include improvements to the shoreline, landscaping, playground installation, roadway connections.
We're also going to have a big sandbox that's also a big freighter. So it's a replica of a Great Lakes freighter. It's going to be 130 feet long, and Phase 2 is expected to be completed around 2028.
For Mary Wilson, wearing her husband's NFL Hall of Fame hat,
Ralph would be thrilled that it's a park that was imagined by the community.
The project is emotional for her.
Look at what he brought here. I mean, what he really brought here is people coming together for one cause.
On Your Side, Claudine Ewing, Channel 2 News.
Claudine, thank you. The Buffalo Juneteenth Committee is honoring the Sankofa Days leading up to the festival next week. Culture in the Corridor, bringing the community together on Broadway in downtown Buffalo last night. People exploring local history through the Keeping Buffalo's Archives bus, which featured historic documents from the Buffalo History Museum, along with exhibits from the WUFO Museum, the Colored Musicians Club, and the Baptist Church Museum.
Showing the people in the city of Buffalo what history is here that many of us might have walked by and not ever paid attention to, maybe even for generations. And I find it important that when other people from other cities come here, they know about our history or they want to find out about it, and they can see that we're still living and acting.
It feels amazing that we have another year where we can really showcase who we are as a radio station, showcase who we are as a community, showcase who we are as a staff.
The event also included West African drumming, prizes and giveaways, and live entertainment. Hundreds headed to Buffalo's Outer Harbor yesterday for a cause to support those living with cerebral palsy and to celebrate people of all abilities. The Make Lemonade Foundation putting on the Laps of Love 5K and 1 mile run, walk, and roll. The foundation raises money to support people with cerebral palsy, including getting them access to life-changing therapy.
I really wanted something that provided a positive presence so that there could be a positive future. and to know that other people believe in that and support that and come out for that is just the greatest joy, because it shows that we're doing our job and we're making a difference.
The event in its 13th year saw more than 800 people. Organizers say that's a record number of participants. And there is so much more to come on Most Buffalo as Pride Month continues. It's being celebrated in so many ways, and not all of them are on stages. We'll explain next. As Pride Month continues, it's being celebrated in all of them are on stages or in nightlife spaces. One organization has spent the last 7 years building community through something simple: sports. Out Loud Buffalo has grown into one of the largest LGBTQ+ kickball leagues in the country. And as Channel 2's Nate Mills shows us, it's about far more than just the game.
Pride Month is here. And while many celebrations are centered around bars and clubs, Out Loud Buffalo has spent the last 7 years building community in a different way.
I've brought some people into the league that were friends that I've met through passing, and they didn't have that community, and they've been able to build it through playing sports with us.
Katie Anna started Out Loud after moving back to Western New York from Long Beach, California, where she saw a similar rec league have success. Which started with 60 players in year one, has turned into more than 2,300 today, making it one of the largest gay kickball leagues in the country.
I was looking for more queer people to be friends with, and so I just showed up blind one day, didn't know anybody on the league. I just walked in and I was greeted by somebody grilling hot dogs and playing music, and they gave me a free pair of sunglasses, and I felt immediately at home and never looked back. I've made every person I know now in my life I've met through this league.
The league allows players to sign up as free agents, no team, no connections required. Many arrive not knowing a single person.
It was nice to meet you, Bo.
The sport itself is intentionally approachable, no experience necessary.
We've made dozens of friends, people that we hang out with. We do movie nights. We, plan vacations. Go on small trips with each other. It's crazy how big of a foundation you can build with people over the years, and just doing, sports like this, kickball of all things.
The league operates in more than 35 cities nationwide, but members say Buffalo's version, it's a little different. They point to the city's deep-rooted sports culture as part of what makes it thrive here. When registration opened this season, Anna says 200 players signed up within 5 days. Gay, straight, and everyone in between.
The LGBTQ+ community might have not always felt comfortable playing sports, and this kind of gives us an outlet where they can just show up, be who they are, and meet new friends and play the game.
Good job, Clay. What begins as a Thursday night kickball game has a way of expanding into something much larger.
It started as sports, but we've had book clubs, we've had walk clubs, we've had dog pack walks, and joining anything, and once you're in the community, all the other events pop up at you, and you can attend different things and meet new people that way as well.
I came from a small town near Syracuse, and this is nothing. This would not exist out there, and this stuff definitely helps you get integrated into the city. I feel so much more comfortable navigating Buffalo without a GPS because of this.
Natalie Picarazzi has watched the broader LGBTQ sports scene in Buffalo grow alongside the league. She points to a Pride 5K at SUNY Niagara that drew just a dozen or so runners from her kickball team a few years ago. This past spring, more than 300 showed up.
Just seeing it grow and seeing you follow each other on social media and you share the events and you celebrate the events, and it's an amazing thing to watch something grow right before your eyes.
And that was Two on Your Side's Nate Mills reporting for us. The Fruit Belt is cleaner thanks to some local students. The UB Center for Urban Studies hosting its annual Fruit Belt Clean-a-thon for the 26th year. It's in partnership with Futures Prep Academy. Futures Prep students helped not only beautify the neighborhood, but also they celebrate it with games, activities, and even a community meal. Organizers say everyone can make a positive impact where they live.
There's a few schools that are designated community schools, but I would say everyone should try to aspire to that kind of standard of being for their community and working with their community, even as a school, even as a student.
On top of the events of that day, Future Prep students also got to raise a Fruit Belt flag they designed themselves. making sure neighbors have access to fresh food and other resources. That's one of the reasons the Maston's Rooted in the Park Farmers Market was created. The market is a collaboration between Buffalo Common Council President Pro Tem and Maston District Council member Zanetta Everhart and a nonprofit organization, Rooted in Love. You can find fresh, locally grown produce here along with local vendors, artisans, small businesses, and other free resources.
It's historic. I think it's powerful, and the fact that it's the first ever in Maston District in MLK Park, but to be able to put a spotlight on our partners that are small businesses that, you know, could also help with that accessibility, and then to have the wellness and have a mental, like, whole body focus, I think is just what the community needs.
But it's also about community building, right? Yeah. When you're hosting things like this, you don't know who's going to be around you, right? You never know who you're going to meet. And so it's about providing fresh fruits and vegetables, supporting our small businesses, taking care of the whole body, offering wellness opportunities, but it's also about networking, right? Who are you going to meet when you show up there?
Now, this farmers market runs every Saturday from 9 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon throughout the season at MLK Park. And we are celebrating a new face at the Aquarium of Niagara. You can see them right now. The aquarium posting these pictures on Facebook over the weekend, introducing their penguin chick to the world. The chick was hatched after around 40 days of incubation, weighing around 81 grams. Now, she's being cared for by her parents, Blanca and PJ Jr. We're told she is fluffy, as you can see, and full of personality. And guess what? You can actually help name the penguin chick. Choose between 4 Western New York inspired names. And here they are: Annie, Burnett, Iris, and Theodosia. To read more about the meanings behind those names and for the link to vote, you can check out our website, WGRZ.com. Just so you know, voting ends in about a week or so on June 14th. And before we go, here's a look at what's coming up this week on Most Buffalo. There is a lot to talk about. On Thursday, the Caz is hosting a new 2-man musical. We'll hear from the 2 artists ahead of the first show of its kind. And next Monday, we are continuing to celebrate Pride across Western New York. Niagara Pride will be here right in our studio to hear more about Lockport Pride, Olive Street Pride, and Radio City Pride. So lots to talk about. And thank you so much for joining us for Most Buffalo today. We'll see you back here live on Thursday. Kelly Dudzik will be your host for that. And you can always watch Most Buffalo right here on WGRZ+. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great day, everybody.